Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Sukki Blue on Forza Horizon 5, who has managed to find a black hole. Now, I presume this is on the PC version and it's some PC-related graphics weirdness, but yeah. I don't quite know what's caused it. It is a very unusual, because you can kind of, the bit of the sky is kind of acting, well it was, and then everything kind of gets swallowed by the black hole. We have Mallam up next on GTA 5, turning a police car into a Beyblade. That's a huge amount of spins. He just managed to get a little bit trapped between the truck and a railing, and yeah. That's a ridiculous amount of spins. Steam's dev is up next on Just Cause 2. With, well, even in Just Cause, the FailRace Police Department have made an appearance. This is just driving around in a circle, on a bike, blocking traffic for reasons. And then there's, of course, a crash going on with the AI cars that don't really quite know what to do, and a little bit further along. So they get out of the vehicle, it's still kind of parked there, causing chaos, and then something goes on behind and everyone freaks out and everyone drives off a mountain. Good luck, because why not? Cam is up next on Just Cause 4, with helicopters behaving very weirdly. Now this AI helicopter, I presume it's like the Authority helicopter that's taking out a rebel roadblock or fighting that. And for some reason, it's forgotten that a helicopter doesn't need to be on the ground. The advantage of a helicopter is it can fly. You can be quite high in the air and still attack your target, but this one is determined to be as low as possible, which is not very good. The thing is, it's not the only one. Not only does it manage to run over the player, it's not very often you get ran over by a helicopter, but it does manage to run over the player. There's another one as well that joins in that just refuses to use any height. I'm not 100% sure what they're even shooting at this point. You can't really tell quite what's going on, but they've then managed to fly into each other. There's very erratic flying. When they do fly up, it's unbelievably erratic, and then when this one tries to leave, it's straight into a tree. It's some of the weirdest helicopter piloting I've ever seen in this game. For seemingly no reason. It wasn't like they've been messed around with tethers or anything. It just, yeah, incredibly weird helicoptering. Redneck Wrecker is up next on Earth Defense Force. Now they are trying to shoot at a giant mech thing using a tank. As you do. Sure, why not? And everything seems to be going as well as normal as any battle like this would ever go. When the giant mech has had enough of said tank and throws it across the... I mean, it's a pretty big mech. I guess it probably could throw a tank. The tank amazingly survives without any damage. That's probably the more impressive bit right there. RadicalZombie is up next on Wreckfest. We are racing. It was one of the tracks. There's a crossover point, you know, everything going fairly normally as far as races go, when that's such a close call for a tumbling car. I think it bounced off of a rock or a tree and just gets launched across the player. I mean, we're talking a few centimetres away from a very, very big accident there. Sometimes you do just get lucky with the rolling cars. Sometimes, ThatNathDude on Live for Speed, you just don't get lucky. This is the start of a race. The player's starting at the back, and the AI are just causing chaos. Chaos has already gone on when the player gets turned around into the outside wall. Just absolute mayhem with these... I'm gonna say like Formula Ford kind of cars. I'm not actually sure quite what they are on this one, but yeah, all the cars, a whole bunch of cars, just have problems with this first corner. They're not just not really giving each other enough space. I think someone slows down on the inside, and that just starts this chain reaction of chaos. I mean, the car I'm riding on board with here is pinballed around. It's spun by about 3 separate different cars before eventually coming to a rest on the outside wall. And then, well, the AI have some issues getting going again. Admittedly, slick tyres on grass are not the best for traction, there is no doubt about it, but yeah, that wasn't the AI's greatest recovery. It was actually from a little bit further back. But yeah, I think the car slows down on the inside at turn 1 for whatever reason, and everyone stacks up and then everyone's trying to avoid it. There's some spinning cars, and then, yeah, this way it gets taken out and then bounced back around. It's just a lot of pinball. Yeah, all it takes, one car, this time it's kind of middle-ish of the pack, one car having issues, and at turn 1 when everything's bunched together can cause absolute mayhem. This AI does actually manage to recover at least. We're on to Assetto Corsa next, with the Maserati Quattroporte carrying a little bit too much speed. Bumps off a wall and comes back down onto its wheels. Seems okay-ish. Well, aside from the fact that the wheels have come off. Don't quite... Of all the big crashes to have had wheels start falling off, that is not the one that you necessarily expect. As far as Assetto Corsa crashes go, that was a fairly mundane... I mean, it would have been a bad one, but a fairly mundane one. But nope, that's the end of the wheels for you. See Infiniti is up next on BeamNG Drive. Don't quite know why the clip's so dark, but that's what it is. So this is doing a... kind of a race against some AI cars. Spawned in some random vehicles, and this bit of the track is notoriously, or this bit of the city, notoriously dangerous. A few AIs have already had a wreck, and then they decide the player needs a wreck as well. Yeah, that's a big shunt into the barrier, and the worst bit is the cars that caused the player to go into the barrier drive off fine, and as you can see from the front end, the player's car is no more. And then the sunburst also drives off. Well, I say completely fine, but not as broken as the Vertex that we were following. And finally, we have RcCookie, also on Beam. Now, they are playing around kind of in a free mode, if you like. They're driving around as a police car. They're looking for AI cars to chase. And, well, sure enough, as they are spinning around, you know, got to do a bit of a burnout and whatnot, there's a K-series they need to catch, which... first of all, goes to ram the police car. Not the smartest approach. I guess maybe you could try and disable it, but yeah, goes to ram the police car. Then immediately gets T-boned at a junction. That's still good. It's still going to carry on. It does allow the police car to catch up, and then it goes straight into a 200BX and is stopped. It is quite possibly the worst getaway attempt I have ever seen. It was stunningly bad. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips that you would like to submit to the series, if you've maybe got a worse getaway attempt from an AI than that K-series, you can submit them by a Google form. There'll be a link in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.